So welcome back students. Now we will move on to the question number 34. Which one of the following is the correct statement? Boric acid is a protonic acid. As if already we in the previous we have mentioned that it is not a protonic acid, it is accepting the hydroxide ion, therefore it is not an example for a what? Protonic acid. Beryllium exhibits a coordination number of 6. Beryllium means it is a second group element, it exhibits the maximum coordination number of only the 4. The chlorides of both the beryllium and then the aluminum chloride structure in the solid phase. As if I already mentioned, both can existed in the what nature? Beryllium chloride, then the another one is what? Another one is the aluminum chloride. As if aluminum chloride doesn't, AlCl3 doesn't existed, what it will do? It will have the dimer nature in the form of Al2Cl6. Similarly, we can have both the which and which? Beryllium and then aluminum. Means Be2Cl4 is possible with respect to beryllium, and then aluminum is having a bridge in the form of Al2Cl6. Means chlorides of both which and which? Means aluminum chloride is existent in the form of dimer as Al2Cl6. And then 2 times of beryllium chloride also gives rise to Be2 with which one? Cl4. Because of the incomplete which orbital we are facing? The p orbital makes the what? Instability of that one. Due to that instability, it will start to get mixed up, and that mix up is only the 2 molecules gets combined. That is why they exist in the form of which one? Dimer. Therefore, it is C, I think. B2H6NH3 is not an example for an inorganic benzene. Hence, we are preferring the answer is the C. Okay. So, that is 34, C. Next, we'll move on to the 35. Alum are used as the mordant in then the dyeing. Means for the removal of which one? The coloring substances during the dyeing. What is the use of this alum? First, what alums are? Alums are the sulfates, double salts of a monovalent cation and a trivalent cation. That is X2SO4, Y2SO4 thrice with 24 times of H2O. This is the formula with respect to which one? Alum. Here X is monovalent and Y is trivalent. Means it is a double salts of the sulfates of both the monovalent cation and then the trivalent cation. The most important application with respect to that one is used in the mordant in the what industry? Dyeing industry. What it will do here? Here the dye is absorbed by the which hydroxide? Alumina in the form of aluminium hydroxide, which gets deposited on the cloth, usually the fiber on the during the process called as which one? Hydrolysis. Means during the dyeing what happens here? The dye is adsorbed on the first, not the absorption, it is only the adsorb. Therefore, adsorb means it is the deposition on the cloth in the form of fiber in the hydrolytic process. So that is why 35 is A. Okay. Next 36. The relative acidic character, which character? Preferably the Lewis acid character of boron trihalides is in the order. What's the order with respect to this? The relative Lewis acid character of boron trihalides is in the order. So here boron, so here it is, this X for example 7, X for example 7, X for example 7. Okay. Sharing of electrons, sharing of electrons, sharing of electrons. Totally it is only having 6 electrons. Means it is in search of 1 electron pair. Therefore, it is an example for a what acid? Lewis acid. Okay. As the size of halogen increases, as the size of what? Halogen increases, the back donation of p pi b pi bond formation, bonding electrons goes on decreasing. Our size of the halogen increases or indirectly increase in the which one? Or decrease in the electronegativity. Let us have the opposite to that. Decrease in the electronegativity. Means back donation plays an important role in deciding the net electron density that has to be accepted by the what atom? Boron atom. Because as if the fluorine is going to be the very smaller size, the nucleus of boron is having less influence with respect to the attacking of the electron pair. Therefore, the boron trifluoride is going to be the least Lewis acidic. Because of its what size? Smaller size, and then the higher water negativity? Electronegativity. Means which is having the larger size here? It is the iodine. Iodine is having this one, means the back donation is less. Why the back donation is less? Means because it is having the least what negativity? Electronegativity. Therefore, among the various boron trihalides, which is the strongest? It is the Bi3 is greater than, BBr3 is greater than, sorry, this is not, I think. Bi3 is greater first, no doubt, but the thing is it is B. Bi3 greater than, BBr3 greater than, BCl3 greater than which one? Boron trifluoride. Even though the fluorine is found to be the what? More electronegative, but back donation is possible with respect to the smaller size of which atom? Fluorine atom, due to its higher electronegativity, such that the p pi b pi bond formation is going to be the what? Less. Hence we can expect the least electronegative, Lewis acid character in case of boron trifluoride and the most in case of boron triiodide. Okay, so that is 36B. Next 37. A metal, what's that? M forms chlorides in its +2 and then the +4 oxidation state. Which of the following statements about these particular chlorides is going to be the correct? Means M can form two types of chlorides of the formula what and what? M can form either MCl2 or it may be the MCl4. So here it is +4, here it is going to be the +3. Which of these following statements are found to be the chlorides of the metals is correct? MCl3 is more volatile compared to that. We know that lower the oxidation state means more is the ionic nature. More is the ionic nature means more is the stability of that compound. More the stability of that compound means more is the boiling point. More the boiling point means lesser is the volatility. Higher is the MP also. Okay. Then more the ionic means more is the solubility with respect to the polar solvent. Lesser is the solubility with respect to the non-polar solvent. That's it. If it is having the opposite, we can have the covalent character. Okay. So MCl2 is more volatile. More volatile means less BP. But lesser the oxidation state means more is the boiling point. Therefore, the first is not correct. MCl2 is soluble in the anhydrous ethanol. Anhydrous ethanol means non-polar solvent. We have mentioned lower oxidation state means they are ionic. Ionic means they are soluble in always the polar solvents. Therefore, this is also not correct here. MCl2 is more ionic compared to that of which one? The MCl4. Because lower the oxidation state, higher is what nature? Ionic nature. Therefore, this is correct. Then MCl2 is more hydrolyzed than MCl4. No, why? Because the ionic compounds usually doesn't get hydrolyzed. Usually the covalent compounds readily gets hydrolyzed. Therefore, we can't expect the B. Means it is the MCl2 compound is going to be the more ionic compared to that of which one? MCl4. Okay. Let's have 38. What's the 38 here? Carbon suboxide has a linear, bent, trigonal planar and then the distorted. COOH, CH2, COH. An example for a dicarboxylic acid. A second member of dicarboxylic acid called as malonic acid. The first member of dicarboxylic acid is, if there is no CH2, it is called as oxalic acid. Whereas, if it is having CH2, then it is called as malonic acid. If it is CH2 twice, it is called as succinic acid, and so on. Okay? This on dehydration, on heating, and undergo decarboxylation, means two molecules of water is removed out. Dehydration, sorry. Two molecules of water. OH from this carbon atom and then H from this carbon atom. OH from this carbon atom and H from this carbon atom. Now I left with OC, C, C. But we can't have the satisfaction for this. It is actually C2O3 we are referring that as. C3O2, sorry, C3O2. But we didn't have the satisfaction of the valencies around this. If I put the triple bond here, it becomes a single bond. As if we know that oxygen is always a what bond? Double bond. So here also, O with what? Double bond C. At the center we are having the carbon. Therefore, double bond, double bond. This is what hybridized? sp hybridized. This is what hybridized? sp hybridized. What is this one? sp hybridized. If this be the case, it is linear. Means the suboxide, what is the name of that suboxide? Carbon suboxide having the formula C3O2, in which all the 3 carbon atoms is exhibiting what hybridization? sp hybridization. That is where we are having the linear structure. This carbon suboxide is a dehydrated product of what acid? Malonic acid. Okay. Next. 39th. Which of the following statements about the zeolites is found to be the false? What's the false statement with respect to the zeolites? First, what zeolites are? They are the aluminosilicates. What type of silicates they are? The aluminosilicates, which is having the what structure? 3-dimensional nature. Means the silicates of the aluminium is called as what? Zeolites. Okay. So I think first one is they are used as cationic exchanger. Means that is the best example for a zeolite because they are used in the ion exchange method during the chromatographic technique. Preferably the cationic exchange, because as aluminium silicates means it is having a negative ion, means it is called as cation exchange. That is why the first is correct, but we are expecting the false statement. First is correct. They are having an open chain structure which enables them to have the small molecules. These two have the open chain structure, means there is a small intersection of the smaller holes in the form of water molecules, or it will be the smaller size molecules can enter. That is why they are having a small cavities inside that. Then zeolites are the aluminosilicates having the 3-dimensional. It is indirectly the statement with respect to zeolites. Therefore, the wrong option is some of the silicate ions or units, SiO4 4 minus units are replaced by AlO4 5 minus and AlO6 9 minus. No. As we know that AlO4 means it is already having a coordination number of approximately 8 there, and that is having a minus 9 means 6 coordinate. 6 means a 12 coordination number. Usually aluminium is having a maximum covalency of what? 6. Therefore, I can't expect the replacement of either the AlO4 5 minus or AlO6 9 minus in place of in case of the zeolites. Therefore, the wrong option with respect to that one is the D. Okay, 39 D. Next, we'll move on to the 40th. Silicon hydride, or simply it is called as silane. SiH4 is called as silane. Silicon hydride is also called as what? Silane. Plus oxygen mixture on bubbling through the water and bubbles coming out in contact with air. What they will do? So here we are having the water, for example. Water. Okay. So here this mixture, what is that? When silicon hydride and then the oxygen are bubbling, when the mixture of this and this are passed, what happens? They burns with the first what flame? The luminous flame. Means it burns with a what? It's an example for an highly exothermic reaction. As if we know that methane reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. Similarly here also, instead of this it forms SiO2 plus the formation of which one? Water. So here it burns with a what flame? Luminous. Luminous means having the bright color. Vortex rings of finely divided silica are formed. So here it forms a vortex rings of like this. So these are called as vortex rings. Means usually the eclipsed base rings or the circular base rings are found to be the vortex rings of finely divided silica are found to be the formed. And the reaction itself is given, that is SiH4 plus 2O2 gives rise to what? Silica plus water. Therefore, we can expect all the possibilities when which one? A mixture of silane and then the oxygen mixture is boiled through the passed through the which one? Water, and then the bubbles are coming in contact with which one? Water. Okay, coming in contact with air. Okay, 40D. 41. Magnesium carbide has a following structure, has the following characteristics. What are those? It is called as magnesium allalite. It contains magnesium 2 plus and then C3 4 minus ions. It on hydrolysis gives propine. Then all the above. It is a characteristic of all of this. CH3 C, triple bond CH. What is this? It is propine. So this propine, in which it has been replaced by what? The magnesium allyl. This is called as allyl. And this H is replaced by magnesium, then it is called as magnesium halide. Means C3Mg2, that is Mg2C3 is particularly called as, or here we can have the magnesium with respect to that also. Here we are having the satisfaction of that and this. On that basis, it is an allyl. If it is double bonded means allylic alcohol or allylic carbon. If it is a triple bonded means allyl. If it is a double bonded with the two carbon atoms, it is called acetylide. If it is 3 means it is called allylide of which one? Magnesium. Then this Mg3C2 upon decomposition is gives rise to magnesium is what valent? Bivalent. Therefore, if this be the case, it is found to be the 4 minus. To balance that, we are having 3 and 2 here. So here C3 4 minus and then the 2 times of Mg2 plus, and this on hydrolysis gives, what is that? Mg3C2 on hydrolysis gives C3H4 plus magnesium hydroxide MgOH twice. Means we are getting which one? The propane as a product when it gets what? Hydrolyzed. Therefore, we can expect all the possibilities with respect to the characteristics of Mg2C3, which is also called as Mg2C3 is also called as what? The magnesium carbonate. Sorry, Mg2C3. Okay. Now we'll move on to the question number 42. Boric acid is used in the carom boards for the smooth sliding of the or gliding of the pawns, because means as if we are playing with the which one? The carom boards. On the carom board we are moving the pawns very smoothly. If and only if I pour some or put some boric acid on that. Means what is the function of this here? So here we know that boric acid is BOH. It combines with another molecule of this to the what bonding? Hydrogen bonding. So and this hydrogen bonding makes the smooth surface on the carom board. Means the presence of which one? The sliding nature of the which bonding? Hydrogen bonding with respect to the orthoboric acid, simply called as boric acid. Therefore, boric acid molecules are loosely chemically bonded and hence soft. Its lowest density makes it fluffy. It can be powdered to a very small grain size. Hydrogen bonding in the orthoboric acid gives it a what structure? Layered structure. Means that layer makes the what? The smooth or with the soft movement of the pawns on the surface of the which board? The carom board. Okay. 42D. Next we will have the 43. The use of which one? The diamond as a gem depends on its. We know that it is the most precious substance, preferably the diamond. It is one of the allotropic form of which one? Carbon. So here diamond, of course, use of diamond as a gem is not depending on its hardness. It depends upon the high refractive index, because if it is a gem, for example, diamond, this is angle of incidence and this is called as angle of refraction. So that is why it shines to a greater extent, because mu is equal to sin I by sin R. This is found to be the higher what index? Refractive index, that makes the very costlier substance, and that is usually the precious gems that we are using, but not depends upon its hardness, but it is due to its what? Higher what index? The surface, refractive index. Okay, 43B. The core of which one? The non-luminous Bunsen flame is observed to be yellow in color. Why? Because the core of a Bunsen flame, non-luminous Bunsen flame, is observed to be yellow in color. Why? So as if we are having the Bunsen burner, okay, we are having this movement here at the surface. We are having the two parts only. What's that? This is a zone of complete combustion. Zone of complete combustion. And this is zone of unburned gases or non-combustion also sometimes. Zone of non-combustion. But here at this part, we are having a yellow color in this one. What's the meaning of that? At this part, the gas is there, it is not burning. That is why it is called as unburned gases, or sometimes it is also called as non-combustion. But at the outer phase, what we are having? The complete combustion. Means all the gas that has been passing is completely burned out. Means at this, it gets partially oxidized. Oxidized is here now considered to be the burning, means it is called as combustion. And that makes the what? Yellow nature. Means only at the which one? The core of the which one? The non-luminous Bunsen burner flame, it is observed to be yellow because of the what? Incomplete combustion. It is not due to the complete combustion, or it may be the non-combustion. It is due to the only which one? The incomplete combustion. Therefore, it is 44 with respect to that one is C. Next, question number 45. Boron carbide B4C is widely used for what purpose? Why the boron carbide is mostly used? In making the acetylene? No. Magnesium carbide, we can use that in the form. Magnesium alloylide can be used in the preparation of which one? The acetylene. Okay. Magnesium, making the plaster of Paris, no, it is a gypsum concept, as a hardest substance after the diamond and making the boric acid. We know that the diamond is the most hardest substance in the nature. After diamond, it is the what? Boron carbide is the second hardest substance in the nature, having the formula B4C. Means the carbide of which one? Boron is considered to be the hardest substance after the which one? Diamond. Okay. Let's have 46. Which gas present in the atmosphere? Which gas present in the atmosphere darkens the surface painted by the which one? The white wall. So here, as if the wall is painted with white lead. What that white lead is actually this is called as basic lead carbonate. It's called as what? Basic lead carbonate. Suppose when it is just exposed to this one, it contains, the atmosphere consists of which one? The acidic substance in the form of hydrogen sulfide. As if I mentioned that it is what? Basic. And carbonate. What happens when this reacts with this? It forms. This is converted as PbS plus H2O, and this PbS also 2 times of PbS, carbon dioxide and then the water. And this makes the what nature? Black nature. Means the surface painted by the white lead, it turns to black when it is get exposed to the which one? Air, because of the what acid? Hydrogen sulfide. Due to the formation of, due to the presence of which one? Hydrogen sulfide present in the which one? Atmosphere, that readily reacts with the basic lead carbonate called as what lead? White lead, where it forms a black precipitate of what sulfide? Lead sulfide. Therefore, it is 46D. Next, 47. The main reason are the factor responsible for the weak acidic nature of boron-fluorine bonds in boron trifluoride is, as if I already mentioned, what is that? The back pi bonding or p-pi bonding is found to be the largest in case of the boron trifluoride because of the what size? Smaller size. That is why it behaved to the what? Least Lewis acidic character. What is that? Boron trifluoride. So here the reason is given. That's it. larger electronegativity of fluorine. That is not the main criteria here. The 3-center 2-electron bonds in boron trifluoride, it is not in this, it is only in case of which one? The diborane. P pi, B pi, D pi back bonding or P pi, B pi. No, means as fluorine and boron doesn't contain say d orbitals, means there are vacant d orbitals, we can expect only the P pi back bonding in case of boron trifluoride makes the least Lewis acid character in case of the boron trihalides. Okay, so that is 47D. Next is carbon monoxide is no doubt what? Poisonous gas. Antidote for carbon monoxide is, antidote means a removal of carbon monoxide poisoning is done by how? So here this is treated with carbogen. It's a poison. How to remove this poison? Using the carbogen. So here it contains 90% of oxygen and then 5 to 10% of which one? Carbon dioxide. So here carbon, we know that when these two gets converted means there is a removal of which one? Carbon dioxide. What happens when carbon monoxide combines with this? It forms carbon along with the release of which one? Oxide. Means we are removing the majority of the which oxide? Carbon monoxide, which makes the poisoning nature. Therefore, antidote for the carbon monoxide poisoning is due to the presence of which one? Or addition of carbogen. What is carbogen? A mixture of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Usually 90% of oxygen and nearly 5 to 10% of carbon dioxide is called as what gen? Carbogen, and that is the best example for the removal of carbon monoxide poisoning, that is called as antidote for carbon monoxide. Okay, so it is the B. Next, 49th. Lead is not affected by the dilute HCl in cold. Why? Lead is less electronegative than hydrogen. Lead oxide film is formed which resists the chemical attack by the acid. A protective coating of lead chloride is formed on the lead surface. A lead dioxide film is always present on the lead surface which resists the chemical attack. As if in the previous session when we are discussing the reactivity of aluminum with atmospheric air. Aluminum is the best example for a self-protecting metal. Why? Because it forms a very thin and the insoluble layer of aluminum oxide which prevents a further attack on the atmosphere. Similarly, this lead present with respect to first reacted with this very smaller quantity of this one. It reacts with PbCl2 to form HCl to form PbCl2. When this meet to react with the excess of HCl, no reactivity. Means it is called as passivity. Passivity of lead with respect to which one? The HCl, dilute HCl. Why? Because it forms a coating of what chloride? Lead chloride. And this is thin coating and then the insoluble layer of lead chloride prevents the further reaction with the excess of the dilute HCl. That is why the lead is also sometimes a self-protecting metal with respect to what HCl? What dilute HCl, but not with any other reactants. Only with the dilute HCl it is going to be the self-protecting because it itself forms a what layer? A thin and an insoluble layer of what chloride? Lead chloride. Therefore, the option with respect to that one is going to be the C. 49 C. Next, we will move on to the 50th. Sodium oxalate. Sodium oxalate reacts with concentrated or on heating with concentrated sulfuric acid gives what? What is sodium oxalate? Na2C2O4 with concentrated H2SO4. So here it forms sodium sulfate plus oxalic acid. Sodium sulfate plus oxalic acid. But this oxalic acid reacted with the same what acid? Concentrated sulfuric acid. We know that the concentrated sulfuric acid is the best example for a dehydrating agent. Suppose if I remove the water molecule here, what happens? We are getting C2O3 we are getting. But C2O3 doesn't exist. Therefore, it splits into what and what? CO plus. So means when what? sodium oxalate reacted with constant sulfuric acid, first it turns to which one? Oxalic acid. Oxalic acid on dehydration using the same concentrated sulfuric acid, it forms a mixture of which and which? The carbon monoxide and then the carbon dioxide. Therefore, it is the 50B. Okay. Let's move on to the 50 first. The most reactive form of carbon is, I think diamond is the least reactive here because it is perfectly our sp3 hybridized there. Then graphite is sp2, little bit reactivity. Coal, or it may be the bone black, it may be also charcoal. So it is a charcoal is more reactive. Why? Because we know that charcoal is the best example for a adsorbent, a natural adsorbent. Why? Because it is having large number of pores. That pores we are calling that as what? The active centers. And that active centers makes the what? More affinity towards the attacking reactants. Therefore, the reactivity is found to be very highest in case of the which one? The charcoal. Because charcoal has more number of pores. More number of pores means more number of what centers? Active centers. More the active centers means more is the what? Reactivity. Therefore, it is 51D. Next 52. Which of the following organosilicon compounds on hydrolysis will give a three-dimensional structure? Three-dimensional. So here RSiCl3 on hydrolysis gives RSiOH thrice. OH thrice. Here it is only one, it doesn't get polymerized. R2 that also doesn't get, silicon doesn't get form a three-dimensional. But here this can have the possibility. This on what? Polymerization. SiOSi, OSi, OSi. Because as if it is what valent? Tetravalent in every case. R, here also it is R, here also it is R, here also it is R, and so on. Means silicon is tetrahedrally surrounded by 2 oxygen atoms and 3 oxygen atoms along with one. Which one? R group. Means here it is R is surrounded by one Si is surrounded by one R and then Cl. Instead of Cl there is an attachment of a which one? Oxygen atom. Therefore we can have the three-dimensional structure of silicon is possible in case of RSiCl3 only. Neither in Cl2 or it will be the Cl. Here it usually doesn't have the polymeric structure. Only in case of 52B. Okay. Next 53. The borax bead is chemically called as what? The borax bead is. Bead means it is a which one? The glassy mass of a substance present on the surface is called as bead. What that borax bead is chemically known as? When what is heated here? The borax. Borax means it is called as Na2B4O7 with a 10 times of H2O. This is called as what? Borax. On heating, it loses a molecule of water to form anhydrous borate. This on heating, it is converted to sodium borate plus anhydride of this one. This is called as borax bead. Because this forms a glassy mass on the substance which gives a characteristic colors to the respective metals only on which process? Heating. So that is one of the confirmatory tests for majority of the metals where we can identify those metal by observing the which one? Color. And that color is due to the formation of a mixture of boron hydride and then the boric anhydride and then the sodium borate, RITE. Okay. So that particular composition is called as what? The borax bead. Means it is a compound of which one? Borax. Borax on first heating gives, it loses all the molecules of water to form anhydrous sodium tetraborate, and this upon heating gives decomposed to form sodium borate and then the boric anhydride, and which is mentioned as borax bead. Okay. Next we will have the 54. What is that? Silicon tetrafluoride gets hydrolyzed to form. Silicon tetrafluoride gets hydrolyzed to form. Hydrolysis of silicon tetrafluoride. Usually we are expecting this first. but this is unstable because it doesn't get polymerized. But the same thing gets converted as H2SiF6 plus the formation of Si. So this is called as hexafluoro, what acid? Silicic acid. Silicic acid. Means due to the formation of what? Hexafluorosilicic acid, the silicon tetrafluoride gets hydrolyzed, but not in the form of, this is called as silicic acid. Silicic acid is not formed because the silicon is surrounded by 4 hydroxy groups, and that makes the instability for that. Therefore, all the OH has been replaced by which one? The fluorine along with the hydrogen to form only the, what is that? H2SiF6, which is called as hexafluorosilicic acid. Okay, so that is 54D. Next 55. Lead pipes are not suitable for the drinking purpose, drinking the water. Why? Why the lead pipes cannot be used? Why? A layer of lead oxide, the lead dioxide is deposited over the pipes. Lead forms the basic lead carbonate. Lead reacts with water containing air to form the lead hydroxide, and then lead reacts with air to form the litharge. So here, lead pipes combines with the water that has been present in the air. We know that it forms this. It may get attacked by the H2S, which is also present in the atmosphere in the form of a poison called as a black precipitate. Therefore, we can't prefer the, which one? The lead. Means it is due to the reaction of lead with the water to form what hydroxide? Lead hydroxide. Lead hydroxide readily attacked by the which one? The hydrogen sulfide present in the atmosphere to form the blacky mass. Therefore, we can't expect this one. Okay. 6. Which is found to be the strongly basic? As we know that down a group, acidic character decreases, basic character increases. Okay, this is about the acidic character, and then the here which is found to be the basic. Means the down a group, what happened to the basic character? It goes on decreasing. Which is the last element in the 13th group? It is the thallium. Therefore, thallium oxide is found to be the what basic? More basic. In addition to that, there is another one. Tl2O means it is -2, here it is +1. Whether +3 is stable for thallium or +1 is stable. Due to the inner pair effect, what happens? The +1 is found to be the more stable. If it is +1 is found to be the more stable, means it is found to be the more basic oxide, because preferably it is an example for a metal oxide, because this is amphoteric, that is acidic oxide. This is amphoteric oxide, that is also almost amphoteric oxide. Therefore, we can have the thallium oxide is found to be the what basic? More basic. Okay, so that is 56A. 7. Borax is prepared by treating which one? Colemanite with. What is colemanite? It is a borate of calcium, Ca2B6O11. It is called as colemanite. This is one of the important compounds that has been used in the preparation of borax. How? Just by treating with soda ash. What is soda ash? Sodium carbonate. Anhydrous sodium carbonate is called as soda ash. So when this gets reacted, it forms calcium carbonate plus H3BO3 plus the formation of calcium carbonate, and this one is H3BO3 along with Na2B4O7. So this on crystallization we are getting Na2B4O7 with the 10 times of H2, and this is called as what? Borax. It is one of the commercial preparation with respect to which one? Borax. Borax is prepared by heating which one? The colemanite, which is the calcium and the boron salt of oxide with soda ash. Soda ash is anhydrous sodium carbonate. First it forms the Na2B4O7 on crystallization by dissolving in water, and upon further crystallization we are getting the sodium tetraborate decahydrate, which is called as borax. Therefore, it is 57C. 57C. Next, 58. What's that? which is or are the fire extinguishers. Means which removes the fire or which reduces the flame during the burning is called as fire extinguishers. Dry powder containing the sand and then the sodium bicarbonate and then the sulfuric acid, and then foamite extinguishers containing sodium bicarbonate and then the aluminum sulfate. So here sand means silica with sodium bicarbonate, another one is H2SO4 with sodium bicarbonate. Then foamite extinguishers containing sodium bicarbonate with aluminum sulfate also, aluminum sulfate, because as if we have mentioned it is the strictly salt of which acid and a which base? Strong acid and a weak base, therefore again sodium bicarbonate. I don't want to write all the byproducts here. Bicarbonates are always unstable. They converted into carbonates first. Carbonates on decomposition gives carbon dioxide. It is a best example for a non-supporter of a combustion. Means neither a supporter of combustion or it may be it is an example for a what? Fire extinguisher. Means it is not a supporter of a combustion. Okay, so that is why we can have all of these is used as a source for a what? Extinguishers. Fire extinguisher. Means usually the what? Bicarbonate. Bicarbonates are always unstable. They convert to what? Carbonate. Carbonates on heating liberates what gas? Carbon dioxide, and that makes the fire extinguishing. Okay, so that is 58D. Next 59. So which is not correct here? Germanium hydroxide is found to be the amphoteric. As we know that it is a metalloid, it is behaving to be both the metallic character as well as the non-metallic character. Therefore, germanium hydroxide is an example for a amphoteric. Germanium chloride is found to be the more stable than that of germanium tetrachloride. Let us see afterwards. GeO2 is weakly acidic. GeO2 is found to be what? Weakly acidic. Means it is found to be the what? +4. It is found to be the what? +4. Oxide is -2, therefore it is +4. So here germanium tetrachloride in HCl forms that ion, that is okay. But the thing is, germanium is having the +4 oxidation state is found to be the more stable compared to that of germanium 2+. Because the inert pair effect starts after 4 or after 4. Therefore, the germanium 4+ are found to be the more stable, hence we can expect this. Therefore, germanium dichloride is found to be the more stable than germanium tetrachloride is found to be the not correct statement. Okay, so that is 59B. 59B. Okay, next 60. 60 is aluminum deposited as vapors on the glass forms a good mirror, essentially because when aluminum deposited on the vapors of the glass forms a good mirror. Why? Because it has a better shine than the silver, it doesn't scratch, coating is much smoother, it doesn't tarnish in air. As if I have mentioned, aluminum is the best example for a self-protecting metal. Self-protecting metal means aluminum doesn't get tarnished. Tarnished means it is called as corroded. Why? Because it is a self-protecting metal. Why it is a self-protecting metal? Because it itself forms a thin layer of what? Al2O. Okay, means the tarnishing or the corrosion is not possible with respect to the metal called as which one? Aluminum. That is why the aluminum deposited as vapors on the glass forms a very beautiful mirror, or it will be the good mirror, because it doesn't get tarnished. It doesn't get tarnished. Okay, 60D. Next we will move on to the 61. The glass, what is that? Having the small coefficient of thermal expansion is usually when we are heating the glass shouldn't be doesn't get expanded. Usually that we are using in the chemical laboratories, because as if we are systematically using both the qualitative and then the quantity. Usually then, as far the quantity is concerned, the volume of that particular glass apparatus must be perfect. means it doesn't have the thermal coefficient of expansion, means when it gets heated means it doesn't get expanded because the volume changes means the analytical values changes means the chemical composition of the substance also changes. To prevent that, we should have the glass in such a way that it should have the least, and that is observed in case of the Pyrex, because the Pyrex glass are the one which are used in the chemical laboratories because of the very lowest of what expansion, thermal coefficient of expansion. Therefore it is 61D. Next, let's move on to the 62. What is that 62 here? Graphite is no doubt soft, solid, lubricant, extremely difficult to melt. Even though it is soft, but it is difficult to melt. The reason for this anomalous behavior of this particular graphite is, even though it is what? Graphite is actually soft. But if that be the case, it should have the low melting point, but it doesn't melt easily. Why? Has the molecules of variable molecular masses like polymers, has carbon atoms arranged in large plates of rings of strongly bonded carbon atoms with weak intercalate bonds, is a non-crystalline substance, is an allotropic form of which one? The diamond. It's not an allotropic form of a diamond, that is not the answer here. Molecules of the variable molecular masses like a polymers. So here, as if we have mentioned, so this is the rough structure with respect to which one? Graphite. Why it is soft? Because of the weak, what interaction? Van der Waals interaction. Means the hexagonal layers are held by the weak Van der Waals interactions. It is indirectly called as what bonds? Interplate bonds. Means between the two layers there is one bond formation, and that makes the what nature? Soft nature, such that it is very difficult to melt that particular graphite. Even though it is going to be the sp2 hybridized, because of one delocalized electron inside that one, it is first an example for a good conductor of electricity, followed by, even though it is going to be the soft, its for melting point is going to be the what? Higher, because of the what nature? The weak Van der Waals force. Therefore it is the B option, 62B. Okay, let's move on to the 63. Identify B in that following reaction. H2SiO4. This is called as orthosilicic acid. What is that? Orthosilicic acid. We can write that in the form of SiOH 4 times also. As if we are mentioning H3BO3 as what? BOH thrice. Orthoboric acid we are calling. Similarly, we are having the ortho which acid? Silicic acid. What happens when it gets heated? Just it undergo dehydration. Means there is a removal of water molecule. Means it forms silica. It forms what? Silica. What happens when silica reacts with carbon? It's the best preparation for which one? Silicon reacts with carbon to form silicon carbide. That silicon carbide is called as carborundum. What is that? Silicon carbide is also called as what? Carborundum. Therefore it is 63D. First, silicic acid on heating at a high temperature dehydrates to form which one? Silica. And that silica or the sand reacted with the carbon with a high electric arc. That is a very important. High electric arc, we are getting the silicon carbide, and that silicon carbide is called as carborundum. Okay, 63D. Next we will have the 64. Boric acid, when bond with which one? Ethyl alcohol, gives a green edge flame due to the combustion of. So it is one of the tests for ethyl borate test we are calling. Ethyl borate test. When any which salt, borate salt, as H3BO3, any which salt? Borate salt, made to react with which one? Ethyl alcohol. Upon heating, it forms O thrice B. This is called as ethyl borate, and this burns with a green edged flame. We are getting a beautiful color of which one? The green edged flame. When the borate salt is heated with the which one? The highly volatile which alcohol? Ethyl alcohol, and that is due to the formation of which one? ethyl borate, and that test is called as what? Ethyl borate test. Okay, so that is 64B. Let's have 65. The hardest compound of boron is, which is the hardest substance or the compound of boron is, hardest substance, boron oxide, boron nitride, boron carbide, and then the boron hydride. That is the carbide, B4. See, it is also sometimes called as a norbide. It is also called as what? Boron 65. Boron carbide is also called as which one? The norbide. That is another commercial name with respect to which one? The B4C, that is called as norbide. Okay. So, and we know that it is the very hardest substance next to which one? Diamond. That is the hardest compound of carbon. It is next to that of diamond is the boron carbide, having the formula B43, which is also called by another name, that is called as norbide. Okay. So, next is 66. The pure boron is best prepared by heating the boron trioxide with hydrogen, boron trioxide with sodium and potassium, heating potassium boron tetrafluoride with sodium or potassium, or heating boron tribromide with hydrogen in presence of a catalyst. So these two gets partially reduced because the reaction is not much fast. Of course, we are getting the boron, but the thing is, it gets partially reduced. So here, potassium, as it is a mixture of two salts, means there is a boron trifluoride is formed. The boron trifluoride there is difficult to get reduced. Therefore, the one and only option is boron tribromide, being the less electronegative when it is directly passed with the hydrogen in support of a particular catalyst, where I am expecting this, and that is easily removed in the form of which one? But it is not possible in case of KBF4 because it splits first into KF and BF3, and that in presence of a reducing agent like either the sodium or it may be the potassium, that is highly impossible. So that we can have the pure boron is possible by treating either by the reduction of boron tribromide with hydrogen in presence of a suitable catalyst. Therefore, it is the D. Okay. Next, we'll move on to the 67th. What is anodized aluminum is? Anodized aluminum. What is anodized means? Anode means we know that it is also called as oxidation electrode. Anode is also called as what? Oxidation electrode. Means aluminum has to be converted to Al3 plus by the loss of how many electrons? 3 electrons. Means aluminum obtained at anode, aluminum prepared electrolytically, aluminum of aluminum containing 95% of aluminum, aluminum electrolytically coated with what? Means as this gets reacted, means it gets attacked with the O2 minus that has been present, because in the manufacture of which one? Al2O3, I am getting Al2. Means aluminum electrolytically coated with what oxide? The aluminum oxide. So that makes the what? Anodized aluminum, because as if already we have mentioned that it is a self-protecting metal, means the part of Al3 plus is surrounded by which one? Oxide ions, and that makes the thin and then the again what layer? Insoluble layer, and that thin and the insoluble layer makes the protective niche with respect to the other chemical attack. That is why it is called as anodized aluminum. Okay. Next, we will have the 68. What is that? Tin. A silvery white metal existed as. How that existed as? Tin existed in grey, white, and then the rhombic tin, which is also called as alpha tin. This is beta tin, and then the gamma tin. So these are the three different which forms? Allotropic forms with respect to a tin of what metal? Silvery white metal. Okay, 68B. So let's move on to the last one. The correct order of increasing atomic radii is usually boron, below that we are having the aluminum along with the which one? Gallium. Means down a group, atomic size goes on increasing. If that be the case, gallium is greater than, aluminum is greater than which one? Boron. This is the order. But this is not. An exception. What is that? Aluminum is greater than, Ga is greater than which one? Boron. Why? Because this is the shielding effect caused by the 3d electrons, which increases the effective nuclear charge and decreases the size. But we can't expect in case of which one? Aluminum. That is why aluminum gets the what? Higher atomic size compared to that of gallium, even though it is due to the what? Even though it is in the fourth period. In the fourth period entering means there is an entering of the inner shell in the form of 3d electrons, and that 3d electrons creates a what effect? The poor shielding effect, and that poor shielding effect, what happens? Electrons gets very closest to the nucleus. If it gets close to the nucleus means the effective nuclear charge is more. Effective nuclear charge is more means the size with respect to the gallium is found to be less. Therefore we are having the dominance of aluminum compared to that of gallium, followed by the which one? Boron. So here the option is aluminum greater than, gallium is greater than boron. So I think it is in this. Okay. So again, I think this completes only the P block concept from the first PUC. That is only the some P block elements in the form of 13th group and then the 14th group. Okay. So we will discuss the rest groups. That is the second PUC syllabus in the form of 15th, 16th and 17th and then the 18th group of P block elements. So that we will discuss in the next class. Okay. So thank you.